In this presentation, we're going to explain the ingredient squalane and the role it plays in skincare. To understand this ingredient properly, we need to take a look at the composition of normal, healthy skin and some of the changes that take place as we age. Our skin is a complex organ with many different functions, chief of which is to act as a barrier between our body and the outside world. The most important part of the skin in this respect is the epidermis, or upper layer of the skin. The epidermis is itself comprised of several layers, the outermost being the stratum corneum, made largely of dead skin cells which form a horny surface acting as a physical barrier against the environment. To maintain the health and function of the epidermis, and in particular the stratum corneum, the body produces a fluid called sebum from sebaceous glands situated alongside hair follicles within the deeper skin structure. Sebum is released onto the surface of the skin through the opening of the hair shafts. Analysis has shown that sebum consists of glycerides, fatty acids, liquid waxes, and a small amount of cholesterol. In healthy young adults, sebum also contains between 12 and 15% of a substance called squalene. This squalene is a highly unsaturated oil-based liquid which helps to maintain moisture levels in the skin, has lubricating and protective properties, and also plays a part in the creation and formation of sterols, which in turn play essential roles in the structure and correct functioning of all human cell membranes. It's also thought that squalene plays a vital role in reducing free radical-induced oxidative damage to the skin, chiefly resulting from exposure to strong sunlight. As we get older, the level of squalene found in our sebum starts to decline. This reduction in squalene levels is already apparent by the age of 30, and levels continue to reduce as we get older. This is partly the reason that our skin starts to become drier, less flexible and more wrinkled as we get older. So why can't we just add squalene to skincare products to address this shortage? The problem with this lies in the unsaturated nature of the squalene molecule. The term unsaturated means that the molecule contains one or more double bonds within the carbon chain that forms its structure. Double bonds in carbon chains are areas of weakness which are very prone to react with other chemical elements. This means that along with many other unsaturated lipids or fats, squalane is rather unstable and prone to oxidization during storage. Adding squalene to cosmetics would mean that they had a very short shelf life, in the order of days or weeks, making the use of this material impractical. So, what's the solution? The answer lies in a similar substance to squalene called squalane. Squalane has the same basic structure as squalene, but with this important difference. The carbon chain structure of squalane is saturated. That is to say, it doesn't contain any double bonds and is therefore a very stable molecule which is resistant to oxidization over long periods of time. There's another benefit of making this substitution. Whilst squalene generally comes from animal sources, such as shark liver oil, squalane is found in plants. In fact, the squalane that we use is extracted from olive oil and is entirely sustainable and cruelty-free. We can therefore add squalane into cosmetic products without affecting their shelf life and without compromising our strict animal-free standards. There is, however, a potential downside to this. The lack of double bonds means that squalane has potentially much lower beneficial activity on the skin than squalene has. This is where nature steps in. Amongst the myriad chemical compounds produced and secreted by our bodies are enzymes called dehydrogenases. These enzymes have the ability to dehydrogenate other molecules, in effect to create double bonds in carbon chain structures where none are originally present. In real terms, these naturally occurring enzymes are able to convert the stable but inactive squalane into the active form of squalene on the surface of the skin, where it is able to fulfill its various essential functions. By adding squalane to our skincare products, we can restore and maintain the levels of squalene activity to those found in the skin of young adults, helping to maintain its elasticity, suppleness and natural balance for longer.